Do you really think people sit down and look at their existence and understand how it eternally affects the lives of their children and their grandchildren, and what effects did their life of their ancestors have on them? Do you think that people actually sit and like Judo in Australia in 1936 on that video? When you look at life eternally, you know, there truly will be work for everyone, and all the things that you talk about peace and all that you now grope for in vain will be attainable to you when you look at life eternally. When you look at how what you think and what you do and what you think and what you say and what you do affects one another, right? Because we're judged by our deed, and the lowest of the low is the highest of the high. And so you wonder. So I was sitting there. They recommended stuff on my timeline. It's this Joe Rogan Experience, right? And they're talking to these two actors and screenwriters and stuff, and it's 3.1 million people, right? And it starts out with one of the actors, screenwriters sitting there. I was at this office in this place on a Sunday, and I hear Chad fuck, Chad fuck, and I get in there, and there's this guy's in there, and he has this moonshine. It's like 10 o'clock on a Sunday in the morning, and I take a drink of it, and it's a weird, wonderful experience. And the other guy, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas should have changed my life and the way I look at things. And you're like, I've never seen the movie. No, not one. No, don't want to. Because like my wife, Amy, we'd watch certain movies, and I go, that's like 2 hours of my life I'll never get back again, right? And you know, when you look at your life eternally, right? Okay. And Andy Warhol isn't his life isn't going to radically change the world, right? The soup cans of Marilyn Monroe and stuff is not going to radically change the world. It's not going to help us understand how to do what we need to do to live meaningful lives, to appreciate the gift of life and share it together with someone that appreciates the gift of life and wants to share it with you, and share it through loving you and your children and the children you produce through your relationship, right? So, do people, and you'll get these people, and they'll talk about how amazing it is to meet this superficial human being. And it was what an amazing moment when I read this superficial expression of insanity. And you'll sit there and you'll look at them like, God damn, I didn't used to look at them that way. Like, these motherfuckers are insane. I didn't know. You don't. You try to have meaningful conversations with people. I try to engage them meaningfully. I try to look them in the eye, and I try to smile, and try to let them know, that it's nice to see you alive, and I hope you're living the Lord's Prayer soon, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure we do. And I'm glad you're given life by the glory of God, and I'm glad we have the laws given to us by God to sustain our lives through faithfully loving one another. And so, but sometimes, when you watch famous people and successful people, all you want to do is just sit there and just scream "fuck" real loud for like longer than an ICP song. Right? You know what I mean? It's like, what? Now give me money. I'm a concert fanatic, and I fill concert halls with people to hear me, talk about how I want to kill my girlfriend because she fucked my best friend, and yeah, and then I make up a song about my mom's name being Esmeralda Zella, and Me being born on a Ouija board before they were ever invented, and it's insane, right? I'll give me lots of money. I'm insane. I want to do stupid things, and you want to do it too, because it'll make you famous if enough people get together and say that was genius, right? Fuck. I I had a friend named Lim Allen in Sierra Vista, and he said his mom used to always say to him, she goes, "Lim, I don't mind you being famous, but don't be infamous." And what she meant by infamous is Hitler's infamous, you know, and he's a result of propaganda turd bagging to make humans feel delusional and powerful, you know, and meaningful, right? And famous is someone like Moses or David or Daniel. They didn't mean to be, but because their lives are meaningful and people look to that meaning to save themselves from being infamous. A date that will live in infamy, right? Was that the Hindenburg, or was that Pearl Harbor? The Hindenburg was all the humanity, right? The guy's watching it, and the people are trying to come down on ropes, and they're burning up and dying, and he's watching it, and it was a live broadcast. Well, it wasn't live, but they were video recording it, and then they showed that video to everybody. It wasn't live, right? It was the ghosts of the people that were in the Hindenburg that died when it blew up, right? So it wasn't literally live. He was just watching it, and he was recording what he was seeing, and then it was taped and then delayed, then shown to all of us. You know, oh, the humanity, oh gosh, right? It's horrible, right? And it's terrible. I remember watching it as a child and just going, well, that's horrible. That would be horrible to see. That would be horrible to experience, and that'd be terrible, right? I remember thinking about it and just going, God, that would be just horrible. That's horrible, right? When they showed the video of the Hindenburg catching fire and then blowing up and all the people dying on it. And they didn't have that with the Titanic, you know, that happened out in the sea at Hindenburg. It was in New York when it hit, and it was pow, and spark and pow, and it was helium, and it blew up, right? Caught on fire and killed just, I think, everybody on it. And it was a bunch of rich people, so that makes it really sad, huh? But a bunch of poor people dying from the gasoline that went out of Rockefeller's factory. Hey, keeps us a national power and gives you lights to keep all those poor people from breaking into your house and stealing all your stuff, right? And killing you because you got more stuff than them, right? Total insanity, right? But we could make a real good movie out of it and keep making more money and be famous, and then somebody could talk to us on a podcast and make lots of ridiculous amounts of money to keep himself influential. Yeah. Go astronauts, go, right? Silverhawks. Rankin and Bass, yeah. They're the ones that give us Little Drummer Boy, Leprechaun's Christmas Gold, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Were they also the Year Out of Santa Claus? Year Out of Santa Claus, Frosty's and Frosty Snowman, Frosty's and Frosty's and Rudolph's Christmas in July. The something in the hearth with the thing with the Dining Thomas with the okay. Oodle lolly, golly, what a day. Right. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Life's eternal grace is infinite, right? And people shouldn't stay tuned in to a bunch of egomaniacs that want to manipulate them with money and delusions of human success and power and glory and authority and all that horse shit, right? People should be tuned into, you know, your honey-do list, you know. Honey, we need to do this because if we don't do that, this will happen with, okay, you know, like me and Dad have around here, you know. I got to go up on the roof and I got to go finish getting the rest of the nuts tomorrow off the roof. Then I got to clean it off, you know. Then we'll probably go down to the Myesis on Tuesday and drop the nuts off, right? And then I'll come back here and then I'll lube the, what's the name of that thing? the lawn tractor and go through and cut all the parts where the undergrowth is really bad on all the stuff. So maybe it will grow in better with all the stuff. Let's hope so, because it worked real good on our grass this year. And then I'll have to go through and pick up what's left of the wood that we can use for the firewood and put it over in our pile. And then that should probably take about 2 days, and then start working on the weeds up and down on the ditch bank. We'll do that. And then after we lube the tractor and run all the gas out of it and cut all the spots, and then pull all the weeds and have those ready. Then the best thing to probably do would be, because the weather's been really decent, finish the horseshoe pits. We'll finish the horseshoe pits. Oh, I still gotta go in there and pull out the washing and laundry machines and vacuum under those and clean under those real good before Loretta and Linda come back. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa bop, shimmy, shimmy, bop, shimmy, shimmy, cocoa bop. So I gotta do those, and then prepare for and do my measurements on what size we need to fit that'll fit on the stand up there for the new air conditioner that I need to go to Lowe's and get once they get the air conditioners in, which should be probably about March, if that's necessary, And the Suzuki, conditioned me to think that. He goes, have your plans, have your things that you think, you might need to do if you're still here, because you have the capacity to correct technology and save children from egomaniacs. And this technology, if we can get it working as good as it should, because it's supposed to be supremely intelligent, right? That could happen any day, and you could be, so don't get too okay, but focus on every little thing you need to do. Probably be like Gustavo, about 2-3 days in advance, and go from there. And because since we're not doing anything meaningful, and we don't have a relationship globally that's doing things meaningful and truthfully and faithfully, it doesn't make any sense to have any, boy, by the year 2050, we should be tough-steing our way through NYU. How lavender of us, right? So it doesn't make any sense to sit there and think, I got these plans, and to have any plans, because we're not truthfully communicating in a faithful manner and doing things. We're not doing a share, care, given according to need, built to last, right? So we're having these people with 3 million people sitting down and listening to talk about this, of this basically just egotistical, meaningless expression of why the fuck are we still doing this, right? And it's you can't really make up your mind if it's sad or if it's disturbing, right? I think it's more disturbing than it is sad. Sad is denying the truth of Jesus Christ, and denying his beauty and his love and his appreciation for you eternally, right? That's sad. Okay, but people sitting down and acting like it didn't happen and it's not real and it's not valid, and how do we make money by being dysfunctional? That's disturbing. It's more disturbing than it is sad, right? Children being indoctrinated to be successful, being disturbing, is sad. But technically, it's more disturbing than it is sad because of the relative construct of it. Past, present, future operating at the same time, and we are what we do, and life being eternal and grace being infinite. We're inheriting the eternal wretchedness that we accepted through our past, right? Remember Judah Krishnamurti, I came 2,000 miles or years to talk to you, right? And to listen to you. And so, these videos that have 1 or 2 views here on this 1322nd and Me channel, okay, the people making sure they have 2 to 3 to 5 views, came more than 2,000, 10,000 year curse on the earth. So 10,000 years to come and listen to me talk. Okay, this guy's so great. Oh yeah, John Cameron's Avatar. Yes, CGI gives us as his true vision. His true vision is there a place for the hopeless sinner? Has hurt all of mankind. Just to try to save his own perspective of egotistical expression. Yeah, hell, hell, and we're living in it right now. Because heaven and hell are relative and accessible being, because God's omniscient, omnipotent, life's eternal, and grace is infinite. Right. So, when people understand eternity, in a rational manner, a sane and rational manner, they'll never do philanthropy and marketing ever again, right? You know, when you look at life eternally, there truly will be work for all, and all the peace that you speak about, you grope for in vain. You'll finally be able to attain it and live it and have a relationship globally that's absolutely meaningful, because it's based off eternal understanding of the natural laws to sustain our existence through faithfully loving one another and obeying those natural laws that require that we faithfully love number one another, to have the natural laws sustain us physically to love one another and praise infinite glory of God for the gift of our lives, right? This shit is not funny, man. It's not funny, you know. It's disturbing. Sad. It's too disturbing to be sad anymore. Okay, and I don't want you guys to cry over my existence and what happened to me and my son and what happened. It's still happening, and to me and my wife's and my family and stuff. I don't want you crying about it. I don't want it to be a sad movie. I don't want it to be the end of Requiem for a Dream. When you watch it, it's not sad. You think it's sad, but it's not. It's disturbing. Sophie's Choice, that's also disturbing. That's people pretending to be something in the past that we did that was disturbing, to make lots of money and keep people famous, and extortion and exploitation, to have you crying over that dysfunction because they haven't stopped it, and they still have no intention on stopping it, right? And so they really need to sit down and listen to Muhammad Ali before he passed away. I used to say when I was young, I was the greatest, but only Allah is great. Only the gift of life is great. The way we use words, I guess we go around willy nilly, and we use the word love like it's a reservations at a restaurant. We use the word great like it's a corner office in a 401k. We use the word truth like it's season tickets. We use the word faith like it's a timeshare. It's horrid. It's absolutely terrible, and it's more disturbing than it is sad. It really is more disturbing than it is sad. Sad is when we're living the Lord's Prayer and somebody still has a dysfunction to the brain chemical addiction of not living the Lord's Prayer, and they want to go back to that dysfunction. That's sad. Okay, it's very sad. Why have you forsaken me? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. I see why they call him Man of Sorrows. And they always say about Muhammad, peace be upon him. Yeah, I do. Life being eternal, grace being infinite. I get it, so. I just was sitting here thinking about a lot of stuff with my son and how hard it was to try to talk to him again when we talked on the phone, and how disturbing it was. And I'm not going to let it make me angry or mad or upset with the kids. I'm just going to keep working at what I'm working at, and hoping that in this lifetime that they will show up and want to faithfully live the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer too, so their children can live the faith of Psalms and sustain it with the wisdom of Proverbs. So what more could a dad or a grandpa or a great grandpa or a great great grandpa hope for? We're living faithfully. I don't have to hope for anything except for the fact that we sustain it with faith of Psalms and the wisdom of Proverbs. And that hope, when we're doing it faithfully every day, I don't have to cling to hope. That faith will sustain us with eternal faithful love, right? Okay, guys, I love you very much, man. Let's load this one up, and we'll talk tomorrow in the morning. If you can't be good, be quiet. I'll take care of it, okay? I love you, all right? Peace out.